So, huh?
Are you recording or are you just taking a still shot?
It's recording.
Good.
So we're here today, and what we're going to talk about is something known as sludge blood. This is something that, I'm going to try not to say oh my god. We have seen videos from Dr. McDougall on YouTube, and he talks about, he's vegan, and he has talked in the past in some of his videos about sludge blood, and what that is when you eat a high-fat diet or a high-fat meal, you will see that the blood gets really sludgy and slow. Normally the blood flows really quickly through the veins, but when you introduce a bunch of fat into the veins, it slows it down to it goes real slow. And the problem with that is that when you have that much oil or fat in your veins, the nutrients, the sugar and the nutrients that want to get through to the cells can't penetrate into the cells because the oil is in the way. And the same goes with oxygen. You cut down the level of oxygen also that's able to get into the cells. And so this is a problem for people that eat a lot of fat. And this is, we're vegan for the most part. We eat a little bit of meat, but it's so tiny that it's barely anything at all. And the reason why, gosh, I keep saying and the reason why is I just feel like meat is real heavy. It's heavy to digest. I believe that plants, if you cook them lightly, they're easier to digest in your system.
Or some raw.
And some raw too. But
Well, for the body to process meat takes a lot more energy, and often does make one feel lethargic immediately after eating it. So we thought that there must be some kind of a connection, so that it made us do some more research and how we came across more of what Dr. McDougall was discussing, and came across the issue of sludge blood.
yeah, so you can search sludge blood on YouTube, and you can actually watch the videos of, there's actual footage of pictures of veins where a normal situation with no oil, fat in the blood, and it's flowing really nicely, quick, really fast through the veins, and then it shows after a fatty meal, it shows how incredibly slow the cells are going, really slow through the veins, and it's just all, it looks like it's clogged, believe it or not. So
Traffic jam.
yeah, like a traffic jam. You should really take a look at it. It's kind of scary, actually. So and I know there's kind of like this debate on whether people should be eating plants or you should be eating meat, like a carnivore diet as opposed to a vegan diet. And personally speaking, I mean, after seeing that video of the blood, I would tend towards maybe veganism. So veganism is kind of tough though, because you're kind of hungry a lot. We did a strict vegan diet one time for 6 months, and it was tough. So that's why we eat a little bit of meat, but not that much at all. What else? One of the things though that Dr. McDougall also talked about was the sugar study that a lot of people don't know about. And in the sugar study, it was done, I don't know, in the 50s maybe, or it was done a long time ago. And what it was is they took a bunch of people and they put them on a diet of pure, just table sugar, just white table sugar, white rice, and I think fruit juice. And they just monitored their blood regularly, and they found that eating all this carbs and sugars did nothing to their blood levels as far as raising it too high. Didn't do that. at the end of the study, they introduced fat to the diet, and once they mixed the fat with the sugar, that's when the blood sugar levels spiked. And why did it do that? Because the fat in the blood keeps the sugar from penetrating into the cells. So it's just hanging out in the veins and it can't get through. And so that's the problem when you mix fat with sugar. You should keep, in my opinion, what I try to do is keep, when I eat sugar, I try not to eat any fat with it. And vice versa, if I'm going to eat something fatty, I'm going to not include any carbs or sugar with it. Keep those two separated. So, I mean, that's something you can try to do if you still want to have both things in your diet.
Or break it up with time.
Yeah, like...
Well, like they say with supplements and things like that too. Have something half an hour before or 2 hours after.
Right. You have, if you're going to have sugar, have it like
Long
long after you've had a meal that contains fat, or vice versa. If you're going to have fat, have it quite a while before or after you're going to have some sugar. So, I mean, it's a way to deal with it. I know people talk about plants containing, what is it? Oxalates, and they think that that's the reason why you should stay away from plants. But plants do contain things like calcium and vitamin C that actually counteract oxalates. So just look at that one.
Yeah. Don't do one extreme or the other. Balance it.
Yeah. So anyway, before we sign off, I just wanted to shout out to Jack Morgan. Is that his?
Yeah.
Jack Morgan. He's on YouTube, and he's really funny, and he inspired us to start our own YouTube channel. So, because he said if you have something to say, hey, why not? Just give it a try. So that's it. Thank you. Bye.